Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you how you can start a virtual machine on cloud platforms like AWS within 2 minutes and connect this virtual machine from your local system via SSH using Gitbash. Doing all this might sound a little complex to you, but believe me, you can do this within a couple of minutes. In the world of cloud, there are a lot of people still out there who have not yet explored this amazing feature. You can use virtual machine for a lot of things, like trying a new operating system. You can run old or incompatible softwares. You can develop softwares for other platforms, like maybe your primary operating system is Mac OS, but you want to develop a Windows software and not planning to install multiple OS on your local system. In that case, you can use a virtual machine. So people who already have an idea of virtual machine might be thinking why they should use a cloud for this. Instead, they can just install VMware or Oracle VirtualBox. But when you use these tools, you need to assign your local RAM, storage, and processors to the virtual machine. Also, installing the image of the software is a bit of tedious and time-consuming task. But when you run a virtual machine on cloud, you just need to select what operating system and configuration of the machine you want to run, and that is it. Wait for maybe a few seconds and your system is up and running. Now think of a scenario where you have a Python script which needs to run every minute or hour as it is collecting some critical data using API. You cannot put the script on a cron job or on your local system, as your local system will not be on and running 24/7. This is where a virtual machine will come in handy. Or suppose you want to run a neural network model on a huge data set. There is a very high possibility that your local system will not be having such high specifications or computing power to process the model you're trying to run. So in that case also you can use a virtual machine on cloud. So the usage of virtual machine on cloud goes on, but now let's try to run a virtual machine and connect it to a system using Gitbash within 2 minutes. So I have already logged into my AWS account, and this is the AWS console. This is how it looks like. So if you go to the bottom of this page, you can see there is a learn to build section where you can find videos related to all the services, almost all the services which AWS provides. So these videos can be really helpful for you if you're planning to use those services from AWS. So I'll definitely suggest you guys to check out these videos. Now, for running a virtual machine, for starting a virtual machine, the service by AWS which we'll be using is EC2 service. So let me just go to EC2 quickly. This is the resource section. This is where you can see the summary of all the running instances which you have and all other KPIs, which you can track for this particular EC2 service. So currently I don't have any running instance. So let me just quickly go to launch instance and start a new instance and tell you how you can actually start a virtual machine on AWS. So the very first option you get is to choose the operating system which you want to use. So there are multiple operating systems available, which you can choose from. So currently I just want to run a Python script on cron job, for which I would need a Linux system, and I would prefer using a Ubuntu server. So Ubuntu server 20.04 is the latest one which I will be using, the 64-bit architecture. I'll just select this and go ahead. So now I am supposed to select the configuration of the system which I want to hire. So since I am not doing anything fancy here, I just need to run few Python scripts on cron job. So a memory of 1 GB will be more than enough for me, and this will be allocated with one CPU. So T2 micro is the service which I'll be using. But let me show you something really insane. If I just keep on scrolling down, you should be able to see something. Yeah, this thing. So this is the biggest machine I have seen which you can take on rent on AWS, and this comes with 3904 GB of RAM. So this is like almost 4 TB of RAM which you are getting, along with two 1920 SSD memories, and for this you are running about 128 CPU. So this is really insane. If you have that kind of money and your usage is there, then you can definitely check that out. But let me just go ahead with the T2 microservice here, review and launch. So you can review whatever selections you have made here and click on launch. So in order to connect your what do we say, in order to connect your local system via SSH to the instance which you are creating right now, you would need a private key and a public key pair. So you will need a private key for that. Now there are existing keys which I have, but I'll just create a new one for this. Let me say YouTube, the key pair which I'll create, YouTube, and I can download this. This will be a .pem file. Yes, it is downloaded. Now I can just go ahead and launch this instance. So it should not take long time. Yeah, so it is getting launched now, and I can just go ahead and view the instance. It will show me all the running instance which I have. So these are the two instances which I started, but they have been terminated. So you can see the state of those as terminated. This is the instance which we have started right now, and the state of this is currently pending. It should not take more than 10 to 12 seconds for this to be up and running. So let me just refresh this page once quickly. Let's see if that helps. Yes, so we can see that the state of this instance is now running. Now the next step here is we would like to connect to this particular virtual machine which we have started through our local system via SSH. So I will just click on that instance. I'll go to actions, I'll go to connect. It will ask me how do you want to connect. So how I want to connect is via SSH, and it will give me instructions, the instructions I can follow to finally connect my system. So what I'll do is I'll just copy the command which I should be writing, and I'll close this. I'll go to Gitbash. Let me just clear this thing, and let me just paste this command here. And when I press enter, it will ask me, do I really want to connect to this system? I will say yes, I do want to connect, and it will give me a warning, and then I will be connected to the system, to the the virtual machine which I started on AWS. Now I can write any commands. I can check out this. I can maybe start a cron job here, and write a Python script here, and maybe put that Python script on cron job. So if I check what do we have in this file, these are the files which we have. So this is how you start a virtual machine on AWS platform and connect to it via SSH using Gitbash. So I hope this video helps. I know this was not a 2-minute video because I was explaining a lot of things, but if you just try to summarize this, it should not take you more than 2 minutes to start a virtual machine. So with that, I'll sign off. Thank you very much. Happy learning. Bye-bye.